Okie dokie, twin flames, peace be upon you. I am back, and I cannot any longer delay the making of this video because I have some really important keys to give you tonight. We will go like there's three different keys that I have to share with you. First is the messages from the universe that I have been basically bombarded with this whole week, and I kind of wanted to make a separate video just like a few days ago, but no, I actually wanted to see the clarification of the messages regarding the events, and I just wait for tonight, for Saturday night, to put it all together. So that's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you what the messages were from universe, and they, I believe, are related to many of you who are reaching point of nearing your reunion. And if you have reached that point of void that I was talking about the previous video, then you're very close. And so I'm going to tell you what the messages are, and as we go through the messages, I'm going to explain what you have to be aware of, and what you have to beware of, what is really important right now to know about so that you can avoid it. So let's start first with, and then I'm going to mention my twin, what happened with him. So let's start first with this. Look at this screen, and this is my first message from the universe. If you look up in the upper right corner, where it says 100% battery is 100% charged, and it was 1 p.m. So you notice this is a video by Patricia McNeely. I hope she doesn't mind. Hi Patricia, we love you to death. Patricia, you're the best. And so this is her video. I was watching it, and I always resonate with her videos. She's a prophet. She's a prophet of twin flames. And all of you Muslims who are watching, my brothers and sisters, I don't mean that in any offensive way. I believe that last prophet of God with the book given to people was Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. But when I say this, I mean that she's really one of the best for the twin flame community, and she's one of the first too. So Patricia, big love to you. And so if we look in the upper corner, the right corner, you see 100 and 100 basically. So there's also 18. We can talk about 18 later, which is I just noticed that I paused the video to take a screenshot at exactly 18 minutes and 00 seconds, which is really wow, which is really hard to achieve. I didn't do that on purpose, of course, and these things cannot be made up. So if you look at 100 and 100, which is on top right corner, which is it turned 1 p.m. basically on my clock, and my phone just got fully charged and beeped at that moment. So I noticed 100, and I looked up on angel numbers meanings, and it says that, now listen carefully, angel number 100 is a reminder from your angels that you are receiving divine guidance through your intuition and insights, recurring thoughts and ideas, as well as via clear conscience, which means knowing facts without knowing exactly how you receive the information. Angel number 100 encourages you to take positive action in the directions of your inner promptings, gut feelings, and true desires. Do not allow negative thoughts or emotions deter you from your spiritual path, and remember that a positive attitude, mindset, and outlook will manifest and reflect as inner peace, joy, success, and fulfillment in your life. So as you see here, it was mentioned that angel number 100, and obviously it was amplified here twice, means of course also to gain my attention, means that many of us have this clear conscience or many other gifts that are given to us from universe. Now I'm going to clarify why as a key to what to be aware of, what to be aware of. I'm going to talk about what you need to pay attention to right now, why this angel number 100 is important. So as it says, we have these gifts, and they may be similar to some of us. We sometimes share similar gifts, sometimes different. And as a person who is a Muslim, I didn't want to, for years I haven't watched or read any books that have anything to do with magic or black magic, especially, God forbid. And I still don't want to dwell into black magic, but I know it does exist, of course, and we have to be careful about it. But what I'm trying to say here is, as a Muslim, and also even before I was practicing Islam, I always hated those shows and movies about magic and that had anything to do with magic. However, actually, as a Muslim now, as a very strong believer, and as one who believes there's only one source of all of our existence that we all belong to and that we are all extensions of, I am so confident in my faith, that I can actually watch anything, read anything, be open-minded to anything, and still contain my faith, and still contain my shahada, which is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, which means there's no other God but God. And this is I'm a pure monotheist in heart, but I'm also now so secure and so assured of my faith that I can explore and I can learn, because by learning, you get to know your enemy better. So I picked up from the library the show that I always missed on watching on while it was on TV, and it's called Charmed. It's about three sisters who gain the power of white magic, not black magic. So they basically call themselves good witches, which doesn't really which which doesn't mean really that they are witches per se, but they just have special powers, and they didn't look as many times. One of the characters called Prue, as she says, I didn't ask for it. And many of us twin flames, especially females, we will really find ourselves in her words and recognize ourselves in what she said, that because we have gifts of seeing things in dreams, precognitive dreams, sixth sense, intense intuition, and so on and so on. And so we didn't look for these gifts. When we were younger, we thought, at least I was thinking, that they were cursed, that it was something I need to run away from, that scared me. But as I actually became strongly religious person, and I pray 5 times a day, I meditate basically 5 times a day, which is amazing way to connect, to find that link with God, with source. And all of you out there, whatever you do to connect with the source is great. So as I was saying, I have a strong connection with the source of all existence, with God, with Allah. So I have learned to understand that this gift does come from God. This gift is from God, but it's not. I mean, it's not a question if you have a gift or not. There's no question if you can get rid of the gift or not, because you can't. It's who you are. But the question is, what do you do with the gift? How do you implement it? So it must be implemented for good, because it comes from the source of light. So back to the show. The show shows 3 sisters who basically inherited this genetically from the grandmother. And they didn't know, they didn't want to do this. But then when they realized these gifts that became alive within 3 of them, when they finally get to live together, was for the greater good, for the good of the society. So they're fighting evil, basically. I know it's a movie. I know it's just a television show. But why I'm talking about it right now, and why I wanted to watch it, because I missed it, because I didn't want to watch it at the time it was shown on TV, is because it shows us some of the details from the real thing, from the real life. I mean, based on some things that, well, when you say from the real life, not really from real life, but from these extra natural events that happen to some of us, and then of course it's televised. Of course then they add Hollywood to it, and it just doesn't seem so real anymore. But if you watch with that like open mind, just to see what it was based on, then you can realize that many of us can recognize the gifts. And as we meet our twin, our gifts become our power, our gift to help the earth and the humanity to heal and to be on the side of the light. As we progress on our twin flame journey, we become stronger. As we meet our twin, our senses heighten, and then we ascend and we move on through our different teachings that will strengthen our chakras. We learn to be more spiritual. Every single day on this twin flame journey, we become bigger in our power, which is given by God. Don't forget that. Don't ever forget to be humble, because just as it was given, it can be taken away from us. But twin flames have certain role to play, and I mentioned that in a mission statement video anyways. So what I'm saying here is the number 100 said you have spiritual path, certain path. And as now I want to mention from the TV show Charmed, there was a quote that I wanted to mention when I think in the first or second episode in the season 1, when one of them, after they realize that they have these powers, one of them, I forgot which one, she says, "I hate being a witch." And that reminds me of many times when I said I hate having precognition dreams. I hate knowing what I know, and I wish I didn't know many things. But now it's time to learn how to live with these gifts. We cannot be like Jonah. Many of you who are Christians, you know Jonah from the Bible, the one who was swallowed by the fish. I cannot say eaten by the fish, because he was swallowed alive and whole, and he was later thrown out to the beach. And the Quran mentions him, Yunus, as well. And the reason why he was what he went through is because he tried not to be a prophet. He was chosen by God to be a prophet, to go to certain town, area, nation and preach, and he refused, and he tried to escape, went on a ship, and he was thrown away from by the others because they believed he was the one who caused the storm to start. So whoever you are, whatever your gifts are, whether you hate it or not, as she said in the movie, in the TV show Charmed, she said, "I hate being a witch, a good witch," but she hates it. It brings certain responsibility to carry your gift and to implement it for the good. It's not easy, because you have to fight evil, which is what we're going to talk about next. And so, whether you like it or not, you must now accept who you are. Whether you're not like this journey, or of course you don't like the hard parts of the twin flame journey, no one does, but whether you like it or not, being a twin flame is your destiny. You are twin flame. You better enjoy it, because it's part of who you are, and it gets better. As I told you, it's going to get worse before it gets better, but eventually it gets better. And then the two of you, when you get together, imagine the power is it's gonna be so amplified. It's gonna be amazing. And this brings me to another part where I want to talk about how to maintain diplomatic right now, towards whom, because right now it's very important to be very, very careful. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because you really present danger to the dark side when you become when you come together with your other part, with your twin flame. When the two twin flames come together, they are hundreds of times stronger together. The power you hold together is beyond description. And so the devil, the dark side, the shaitan, whatever you call it, the negative energy will fight any way they can to prevent that, because once you're together, there's no way to stop you in your power. So interesting thing is that I saw a sign on the other video. I'm going to show you now. So we're going to go now to the key where I have a message, and it's also the number, the message in the number, although I have the actual words too, which we're going to come to next. Bear with me. And so let's look at the next numbers that were shown to me. Let's look at this right now. So I was watching one of my favorite readings, and as you can see, she said something super important to me, what resonated with me. I can't even remember anymore what it was. I just stopped there. Maybe I should just go back and look. But anyways, I stopped there. Wow, like to write down what she said, and I then noticed that my clock was look at the upper right corner. It says 2:22 a.m. Yes, I was watching that late. I admit I was feeling that I needed to hear a reading, and so I was watching, and it says 2:22 a.m. and then you can look at it. I stopped to hear to write down what she said at 22 minutes and 22 seconds. So we got 2. Okay, so that's a lot of twos, and you may find different interpretations of 22 out there, but I'm just going to share from my personal experience. To me, simply put, it means to shut up and don't say anything and be careful who you talk to, be diplomatic, be super careful, and maintain certain distance from everyone, including your twin at the moment. Like when it comes to sharing information, don't share like if you're angry at that moment, don't show your anger to anyone. If you have something download, don't share with, because you can't trust everyone out there. So like 22 to me, it's the numbers of diplomacy, of being careful, and be careful what you say, what you share with others, and that could be any kind of emotion or information that you have. And so why this number, I think I want to explain now a key to this message. Why is it important is because, as I said, I wanted to see Charmed, the show, and there was, please try to find it if you guys have Netflix or some kind of way to watch this episode. I highly recommend it, that you must see this. I don't care if you're a Christian, Muslim, non-denominational, whatever. Just go find a show called Charmed and watch the episode 7 of the season 1. It's called Wedding from Hell. And it's really important because I believe that something I want to share to you is, okay, let me just tell you about the episode, and then you must find it someplace, or you can go to library like I did and get the DVDs from the library, from their, kind of old section TV shows. So Charm season 1 episode 7 is called Wedding from Hell, and it talks about spell of separation. It talks in a very interesting way, which we can see often in twin flame relationships happening to a so-called runner twin. Because although one twin is a bit less vacant, I admit that. I mean, we all know that one twin is less vacant, but perhaps at the point of meeting their twin, in the beginning, still they do. I still think that they have the level of recognition. They know who you are. Actually, they have a heightened level of perception when it comes to recognizing their twin, meaning you. So much that they become overly nervous, and they're hard to, they have, problem to speak and breathe, and many other symptoms which can be observed by others around them. I had people ask me when my organic twin was acting weird, and they would see that and they were like, what is wrong with him? Why did that guy jump and left the room when you walked in? Or what what is his problem? people notice, especially people that they live with, their parents, their siblings, so others around them. So what I have been trying to emphasize for you guys for a while is that I believe most of us have overlooked the great possibility that running should actually not be a normal part of our twin flame dynamics, but it's in most cases caused by black magic spells and separation spells or envy hexes cast by someone close to your twin. So that's why I believe that has a lot to do with them becoming such a runner, running that much. I mean, it's possible that they really get scared a little bit, and we did too, and it was overwhelming for us as well. But why one becomes such a runner, I have like a little bit more explanation for that. So in that episode, there is a demonic bride to be, Jade Demon. She suddenly replaces a human bride. Her name was Allison Michaels, and it's like a week before the wedding. She has magical contractual hold over the groom's mother, whose name is Grace Spencer, as well as by casting a spell over the groom, whose name is Elliot Spencer. So the Halliwell sisters, the Charmed, the three sisters from the Charmed, the Halliwell sisters, they gradually discover the strange events about the wedding because one of them, sister by the name Piper, is catering the event. So Allison and the sisters formulate a plan to stop the demonic wedding, and Grace helps Allison and the Halliwell sisters, resulting in the defeat of Jade and the reconciliation of Allison and Elliot. So what I've seen in that episode is, so now I'm going to try one more time to explain, is there was a couple, they were in love, and the mother of the groom had a contract with some kind of a devil lady to get her daughter to marry, who is a demon, to marry her innocent son. And you must watch the episode to see how the groom is acting. He's under the spell, and he quits wedding with his bride to be the real one, to marry this demon she's very old, but she looks very young, and he doesn't know what's going on. They put him under spell, and his mother is allowing all this because she has a contract with this devil, that she made a pact long time ago. It reminded me of most of these twins out there who have arranged marriage through their parents due to the cultural thing. It reminded me of many twin flames who had their mothers or siblings, sisters, or someone close to them put a spell on them to separate them from you. So you have to see this. As I said, it's episode 7 of the season 1 of The Charmed. You have to see. It's called Wedding from Hell. You have to see this episode to see what I was telling you about. So number 22 for me represents that caution, like a sign from the angels to be cautious and to pay attention to things like that. Like, is someone trying to prevent your reunion? Is it really that your twin is really that much of a runner, or maybe someone else has mixed in with you guys, to prevent your reunion? And of course, it's gonna be someone who will be doing this, thinking that they're doing a good thing because they think you are the bad guy, because they're under the influence of evil, that is. And the reason why these people are under the influence of evil is unknown to us. Maybe it's their karma. It's as in this episode, this woman had a contract with the devil. Now, what people did before, you don't know what the mother of your twin or father or whatever. Like, I'm not here to accuse anyone. It could be anyone. Could be a karmic, anyone who is trying to separate you from your twin by their doings or their spells or their hexes or their envy, jealousy. Talking against you to your twin, discouraging your twin, to telling them that there's nothing, there's no chance that they should not be, or they're not good enough for you, or that you're not good enough for them. Whatever they're doing, it is the devil, and we don't know why they have that influence of devil over them to tell them to do these things or say those things to your twin, but they do. And the reason why they do is because devil, the shaitan, the negative force, is trying to prevent your union with your twin, and is presenting all kinds of obstacles through people. So you have to be smart and know that's what's going on, and don't take it personally against whatever. Let's say the mother of your twin is like, don't take it personally. Seriously, be like Jesus and turn the other cheek and be the best version of yourselves. Fight evil with good. There's no other way to fight evil but with good. Just like the sisters in the Charmed, they do fight negative evil forces with the good forces. And yeah, they're called witches or good witches, which is funny, way to put it. But you can call it whatever you want. You are twin flames and you have certain powers, and they're gonna get stronger. So think about your, put your eyes on the prize. Think about your final reunion with your twin. And now I want to go with the next sign that I saw, which is, I was driving my car, and actually I saw 3 different signs in a form of words, messages from universe for the collective. And the first sign was, as I was driving, I saw the car in front of me, and getting to see the car in front of you with certain license plate that has a certain meaning to you is, I don't know. The chances are 1 to billions of billions, because the cars are moving, you're moving, that it's traffic. It's traffic. You don't know who's going to stop in front of you. So the odds are really small that this is coincidence. This is synchronicity at its best. So what I saw was a car in front of me, and I actually took a shot for you guys. I grabbed my phone and I took a shot of this car. And as you can see, let me show you right now. The car in front of me had license plates that read the word results. And if any of you watched my previous video, if you haven't, please do yourself a courtesy and watch it. It says in that video, I talk about getting strong feeling of my own reunion happening. And so results, the meaning of the word results is that we will see the results very soon. This is a message for many of you out there who have reached a point of threshold, whatever you call it, the point of no return. You are reaching your reunion soon if you've reached the point of void. So I've talked about in the previous video. So as I see this car, I was smiling, and I took my phone and I took a shot for you guys, because how would you believe me? How is it even possible that it says results on it? And even more amazing thing is, now I didn't take a shot of the next car because I was embarrassed, because I was talking to a lady who owns the car. So it was kind of awkward to ask her, hey, can I take a shot of your car? It was kind of hard for me. Plus, I'm a hijabi. I'm a Muslim and I wear hijab, and I'm sometimes uncomfortable asking people to be, to be that forward and say, can I take a photo of your car? I thought maybe, they will be scared. Why do I want to take a photo of their car, whatever. So anyways, as soon as I landed, as soon as I parked my car, I was on my way to animal shelter, where I volunteer every Tuesday and Thursday, and I feel very honored to work there and help cats. We work with the cat program and community cats, or what you call what we call them. Well, we call them community cats, but they're usually called stray cats, abandoned street cats. Well, not anymore, because we help them and we try to implement this program in our state. So I was going to the meeting and to work at the animal shelter, and as soon as I saw this car, very soon I made a few more turns and I stopped my car and came to the shelter, and there was a lady who looked at as I parked. She was carrying some bags of cat food, and I helped her to put it in her car, and she looked at my car, and she said, wow, because I have stickers on the front. This is hope, faith, and love. And she said, wow, I love your car. You want to see my license plate? And then I looked at her license plate and it said sunrise, sunrise, one word. And so as I looked at her car, I said, wow, that's amazing. I just saw a car that says results on it. And she was smiling and she said, I believe in signs from universe too. So we talked about, but as I said, I was embarrassed to take a photo of. So you guys are just gonna have to take my word for it that after I saw the license plate saying results, I saw first next car that I saw had also a license plate with text that it said sunrise, and I actually spoke with the owner of the car, with the lady. And so results, sunrise, these are your messages, beware of them. And the next one, okay, so I leave this place and go home, wake up in the morning, and take my good friend and her dog to a vet appointment. And as we drive 7 in the morning to the vet's appointment, there's a car in front of us, and my friend notices and she says, oh wait, what does it say on their license plate? I'm like, no way, there's this like this, I'm like haunted by license plates with the words. Like, what are the odds? Like last night, and I told her last night I saw 2 cars with license plate words. Now this is the 3rd one. Let's look. And so we came closer to the car and it says on a roll. ONAROLL, on a roll, which means basically we see the word results. I see the word results, then the word sunrise, and then we see the word the term on a roll. So we must be conscious by now and aware that universe is sending us a message that we are on a roll, that everything's going to be fine, even if it looks the worst right now, that we are on a right course for the reunion. Now, next, I want to tell you that my manifested twin that I told you that I cut my cords with, has sent me a message out of the blue, and it was just a link to the song. And I told you guys in the previous video, he didn't listen to the music until now, and I totally believe this is a channel message from the divine masculines. And it says, and the song that he sent was "Let Me Love You" by Justin Bieber. And so I'm gonna just read the lyrics to you guys right now to pay attention to these words right now. The words go like this. I used to believe we were burning on the edge of something beautiful. Selling a dream, smoke and mirrors keep us waiting on a miracle. Say go through the darkest of days, heaven's a heartbreak away. Never let you go, never let me down. Oh, it's been a hell of a ride, driving the edge of a knife. Never let you go, never let me down. Don't you give up. No, 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 I won't give up. Let me love you. Don't you give up. I won't give up. Let me love you. Don't fall asleep at the wheel. We've got a million miles ahead of us. All that we need is a rude awakening to know that we are good enough. Know that we are good enough. And so, you guys, I have a goosebumps right now. I'm not gonna comment even on this. You guys heard enough. And it came from the masculine, and even though we cut the cords, he sent me this message. So I'm going to discuss about that next time, but I want to tell you now that last video ended at the minute 28. And after that, I've been followed by the number 28 the whole week. So finally, I had read the Quran, and in the Quran, I was surprised that I ran into the chapter 31st in the Quran, and there was a message in the verse 28, which I never noticed before. I told you guys that in my videos way back that Quran does mention twin flames, that there was one single soul called Wahidatan, Nafsin Wahidatan, which means one self, one person that was split into two bodies, and that's twin flame explanation. And then I never noticed this in the chapter 31 of the Quran, in the verse 28, that actually talks about return to the source as one soul. So that means merging the twin flames, twin souls back into one, and then there's a final return to God, which is what I talk about in the mission statement, but I didn't know it was in the Quran. It was just received, and I was just given this message, and I thank Allah, I thank God for this information giving me. It's in the Quran. I never noticed it before, so let me share it with you. Just let me put the screenshot. So as you can see, I took a screenshot from one of the Quran websites, but what I have in my Quran is the paper Quran. It's the real actual book. Is the word return is used. It says that our creation, that our initial creation was as one soul, is repeated here again, and then that our return to the source, to Allah, will be as one single soul. So that's a promise. That's a promise. That's a sure sign that, as I said in the video called the mission statement, that we have to merge together with our twin flame in order to be one complete energy again. And then we have to serve our mission, and then we can return to our source complete, without more karmic cycles to be repeated, and to no more karma means suffering, basically coming back and suffering again. And I want few more things before I wrap up, which is, let me show you this. As I was making this video right now, we're talking about, when I was at minute 32, I noticed that my clock also turned, it was 7 p.m., 7:32 p.m. So I took a look for all of us, what does the number 32 mean? And as you read the meaning of the number 32, which is your message for right now, I want to tell you what happened with my organic twin. I have not seen him since April last year, when he jumped in front of me, and so I have gone to the mosque this Friday, which is yesterday, and I was by myself. My mother couldn't come, and so as I parked really far from the mosque itself, because it was packed with people and all the parking spots were taken, I parked across the street, and there's an old building. I don't know what purpose does it serve, but there's a huge wall, and this building is private, and it's some kind of a company or something, and so nobody goes in there, nobody drives their cars in there. I parked in front of their wall, on the curb, and I crossed the street, walked through the gates, and then walked quite a while to the mosque door, because all the parking inside was full, and so did other people parked in the street like I did. And anyways, after I left the mosque and walked to my car, I stopped. I noticed my skirt was kind of just kind of too long, like it was caught on my shoe, and I picked up my skirt to fix it, and I was standing by my car, and then a huge beautiful Mustang that I know that my twin has, as I mentioned before, maybe he's doing dealership, like he's selling cars and stuff, so I amongst other things. And so I noticed this car just come from the parking lot of the mosque and drive fiercely and come right next to me, as I opened the door from my driver's side, and I was gonna get into the car, and then I just stopped for a moment to fix my skirt. This car stopped abruptly in front of my car, and I know my twin flame's driving. He's not a fierce driver, he's excellent driver, he's amazing driver. Like, wow, I can't believe how good he is. He can do stuff with car that only professionals really do. And so he did that. I recognized that driving. I recognized the car, but the car has dark windows. You cannot see inside, as usually he has cars like that. And I froze in the place. And then suddenly the car itself, I could feel the panic from the car itself, made another strong turn and just went into that parking lot of that building that is across from the mosque, which is some kind of company. Nobody goes in there. It's a company owned, and none of us who worship at the mosque go in there. And the car just went in there, and there was no outlet. There's no outlet. The only way I could find out if this is my organic twin driving the car was to go with my car itself into that parking lot of that company, and risk being arrested, or or trespassing, or and I sat in my car for a minute. I was hoping he would come back, but he didn't. I think he was scared. I think he had another panic attack right there, and just drove into that area. And then I went around with my car just as I was leaving the area, and just I wanted to see if there was any outlets from behind that wall from the other side, and no. So he had to come out from the same place where he entered, and he didn't come out for the next 5 minutes. So then I just left with my car, and I keep wondering what that was. And what I can assume it was my twin wanted to say something, maybe wanted to open a window, wanted to say hi, or I don't know what, but then he panicked again. But I believe he's close to close to finally make approach, and I know it's hard for him. And I want to tell him right now, through this community that we share and love that we share, I love you. You are my heart and my soul. Don't be afraid. I don't bite, like I told you once long time ago when you were acting weird around me. I don't bite. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm scared too. We're all scared, but we have to cross that point of fear, because the only thing standing between us right now is that fear, and we should be over it by now, baby. So come, and I will be scared for you. Don't have to be scared anymore. Love and peace to all twin flames out there. I send you all my love, support. Subscribe, share this video, send it to the people you love, and help them and help yourself. And comment, and you can email me at justsweethearts@gmail.com. And love you guys. Peace be upon you, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Next video I am intending to make, it's gonna be about how you must be careful around people. We could call them warlocks, people who steal your energy. There will be those people who will come up at the last minute to steal your energy and prevent you from your reunion. So we're going to talk about that next time. Love you guys.